Okay, using test scores 76, 88, 42, 86, 92, 72, identify each. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is put these data points in order from smallest to largest. So we have 42, 72, 76, 86, 88, and 92. And we want to pick the minimum. The minimum value is obviously 42. And I'm going to go ahead over here and do the maximum, which is 92. Now for Q1, the first thing I'm going to find is your median. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 data points. So the median would be in between 76 and 86. So you're going to have to add those two together and then divide by 2. When you add those two together and divide by 2, you get the median, which is 81. Now look to the right and the left of the median. We have these 3 data points, the middle one being 72. That's your lower quartile. Your upper quartile would look at the ones to the right, and that median value between those would be 88. That's Q3. Your range is the difference between the largest and the smallest. So 92 minus 42 gives you the range of 50. The mode would be the one that occurs the most. They all occur one time, so there is no mode. Your IQR is the difference between Q3 and Q1. So Q3 is 88 minus Q1 is 72, and that gives us an IQR of 16. The mean is the average of these. Add them all together and then divide by 6, and your mean will be 76. Okay, that one's not on your worksheet. Are there any outliers? Well, look, to guess at it, I'm guessing that 42 looks like it's an outlier. So we're going to have to use the formula for the outlier to determine if it's actually an outlier. Okay, the formula for the outlier would be to take Q1 and subtract 1.5 times the IQR. So Q1 is 72 minus 1.5 times the IQR of 16. Okay, that gives us 48. That means 48 or anything less than 48 is an outlier. So 42 is definitely an outlier. Now to make the box and whisker plot. I'm going to draw my number line, and I'm going to go by 10, starting with 40. So I've got 40, 50, and so on. I'm going to start with the median. The median's 81, so a little bit more than 80. That's going to be my median. I'm going to label that Q2. My lower quartile range is 72, which is a little more than 70. That's my Q1. And my upper quartile, which is Q3, is 88. That's close to 90. And I'm going to label that Q3. I'm going to connect those. And now we're going to plot the minimum and the maximum. So 42, a little bit more than 40, and the maximum is 92, which just is a little bit more than 90. And there's your box and whisker plot. Number 2, it says the tables shown indicate favorite sports among freshmen and sophomores. So I need to fill out this table. I'm going to get my totals here. This total is 282. This total is 222. Here we have 173. Cross, this is 331, 346, and 677. To answer these questions, I do not have to make a joint and relative frequency table. If it did ask me to make a joint and marginal frequency table, I would take each of these numbers, every one of those numbers, and divide them by 677. But I can answer these questions from the frequency table. It says, given a sophomore surveyed, what is the probability track is their favorite sport? Remember, for these conditional relative frequencies, it's joint over marginal. Marginal usually follows the word given. So given sophomores surveyed. So I need my total of sophomores that are surveyed, that's going to be my marginal, which is the bottom. All right, so my sophomores are here, and the total would be 346. That's the bottom number. We are given that the sophomore survey. Now, your top number is going to be a joint frequency, a sophomore that prefers track. Sophomore track, your number is 78. That is your top number. Now, you'll divide those, and you get 0.23. And it didn't say a percent, so I can leave it at 0.23. The next one, given that football is their favorite sport, so my bottom number is going to be football as a favorite, the total of football for favorite sports. That total is here at 282. Now the joint frequency is football freshmen. So the freshmen that chose football right here at 136. Do that division and you get 0.48. And the last one, what is the probability that a student surveyed is a freshman? So this is out of all students surveyed. All the students that were surveyed is 677. So that's your bottom number. Out of all of those, how many are freshmen? So what is your total for freshmen? That would be 136. And this will give you 0.20. If there's an outlier, which is the best measure of center, the mean or the median? Well, if you have an outlier, the mean is going to be thrown off a lot. So that would not be your answer. Your answer is the median. Outliers affect the mean the most. Draw an example of each spread. Okay, if it's skewed right, that means most of the data lies to the right. So your sketch might look something like that. Skewed left means most of the data lies to the left. So that means it's going to look something like that. And then normal would be a normal distribution, and that would be a distribution that might look like this, like the bell curve. Number 5, what is the maximum range? Yours is different. This word is not on yours. I changed that because that didn't make any sense. It says, what is the range of the player's height? Range is, if I were to take all of these and line them up, I would have 4 that are between 66 and 67. And I would have 6 between 68 and 69, and so on. So you're going to need the difference between the smallest and the largest. Largest minus smallest. So the largest that you have is 12 inches. That's your highest. And then the smallest would be here at 3. And 12 minus 3 is 9. Okay, now we're going to go to the second part of this, which is your dot plot activity. It says the students in one social studies class were asked how many brothers and sisters, siblings, they each have. The dot plot here shows the results. The first question says how many of the students have 6 siblings? Okay, so this would be your number of siblings, and there's one that has 6 siblings. How many of the students have no siblings? That would be 0, which is 1, 2, 3 siblings. How many of the students have 3 or more? So that would be 3 all the way to 6. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Number 2, the resting pulse rates were recorded for 16 boys in gym class before they exercised. The line plot here shows the results. This is a dot plot, but we just have X's instead of dots. What is the range of the pulse rates? Range is the difference between the largest and the smallest. Your largest pulse rate being 85, and your smallest being 79. So 85 minus 79 gives you 6. That's an equal there. How many boys had a pulse rate over 81? It says over 81, not 81 and over, so we're only going to count the 82, 83, 84, and 85. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. How many boys had a pulse rate of 83? Well, that's just this column, 1, 2, 3, 4. How many boys had a pulse rate of almost 80, at most 82? Right, let me go back. That means 82 or less, at most 82. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The heights of 20 basketball players in inches are given below. We're going to make a dot plot using a number line. Okay, the numbers range from, let's see, the smallest is 68, and the largest is 84. Okay, so here's my number line. And I've got 68 to 84. So this would be 68. I'm going to number all of those. Okay, so how many are 68? There's one. There's only one. Okay, 69, there are none. 70, 1, 2, 3. So at 70, I'm going to have 1, 2, 3 dots. 71, 1, 2. Trying to make them line up horizontally as well. All right, 72, I don't see any 72s, 73s. 74, 75. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, I don't see any 76, 77. There's one. Whoa. Wait a minute. Sorry about that. I messed up. All right. 71, there was one. 72, there was none. 73. 74, 75. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry about that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. The 76, there were none. 77, 1. Oop, I almost did it again. All right, 78, I don't see any. 79, nope. All right, 80, there's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, 4. Now, 81, I see 1. 82, there's 1. 83 has 1, as well as 84. And there's your dot plot. And I didn't see that the number line was already drawn. Okay. What is the spread or the range of the data? So that is the difference between the smallest and the largest. So that's going to be 84 minus 68, giving you 13. What is the mode? A dot plot is really a good way to figure out the mode because you just look for the most dots. So 75 would be the mode. And how many players are greater than 70 inches tall? So that's greater than, it does not include 70. So I have 1. Move that up a little so I can see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So I counted all the ones that were over 70. Okay, number 4, the ages of 22 students in karate class are given. Make a line plot using the number line below. All right, I see the number line this time. All right, so 5. There's 1 with 5. Now 6, there's 1 and 2. 7, there's 1, there's another 1. 8, 1, 2, 3. 9, 1, 2, 3, 3. 10, 1 and 2. 11, 1, 2, 3, 4. 12, 1, 2, 3. And 13, we have 2. What is the spread of the data? Again, that's the difference between the largest and the smallest. So 13 minus 5 gives you 8. What is the mode? Looking for the one that has the most dots. That would be at 11. How many students are at least 10 years old? So that's 10 or more. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, and that's the end.